Hello people, my name is Rage, and I am bread. It's been on my mind a while now. I've wanted to tell someone, and I finally feel ready to announce to the world that I've actually been a bready product this entire time. Let us find out if it is, however, worth your time. The short answer is, I don't know. The long answer, the rest of this video. Now, this is a game all about being a slice of bread and kind of almost parkouring your way over to something to get toasted, because your goal as bread is to be delicious, delicious toast. And this game is brought to you by the same people behind Surgeon Simulator. And the one thing I want to talk about to start with, because I've had a very interesting kind of relationship with this game, is it's been in early access for a while and it's just been fully released. And at the start, it very much gave off the impression it was almost what I want to call YouTuber bait, as in deliberately silly, stupid game for making of the YouTube videos. Now, there is nothing inherently wrong with that as a category. What everyone wants to do with their time and video-wise, that is completely fine, and whatever you want to watch is completely fine. Hell, Goat Lord would not have existed if it wasn't for Goat Simulator, which I think is a champion of that type of thing. So I'm certainly not bashing it at all, but you can understand what I'm saying. If I said, I'm making a game where you can be a slice of bread, throw yourself around a kitchen, and just generally cause shenanigans, you'd be like, okay, I see what this is. So what I want to say to start with, Bread Hulk Smash! The force a slice of bread would have to fall on a ceramic thing like that to shatter it? I'm scared of this slice of bread now. That is quite horrific. Okay then, so the thing I want to get out the way to start with is that this is actually a game in its own right. Oh god, no, that was not intended. That was really not intended. Oh, that is not good. So this is a game in its own right in the sense that it actually is fairly challenging in terms of how you interact with the bread and the environment the bread is in. It's surprisingly difficult to do, and at the same time it's really rewarding when you get it right. It really is strangely satisfying to toast yourself, and I think that is really good. It kind of needed that, and it certainly is there. It feels like a game that you have got reasonably skilled at if you become good at it. So, as you can see, there are multitudes of ways you can get across things, and in the top left is my edibility. This is basically your measure for how well you're doing. If it reaches 0%, you fail and have to start again, and it goes down whenever you touch something that you really wouldn't want on your bread. We're in the kitchen at the moment, which is the first level, just to show you what the game is like, and obviously in the kitchen we toast ourselves via the toaster. Now, kitchen floors tend to be kept fairly clean, so our ability didn't go down too fast being on the kitchen floors, but those ants over there, if we were to flop our bready self on top of them, apart from satisfyingly crushing a few with our Hulk strength, we would become very unedible, as I don't think anybody wants toasted ants on their breakfast. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I've not spoken to any anteater humanoids recently. Our grip there is what you would imagine how long we can spend as, like, suspended from various surfaces and walls, and you can kind of get it back by sort of falling a little bit and then re-gripping, but grip management is very much a key aspect of this game. No! Oh, no. Oh, that is a shame. Fell in the sink, which obviously makes me instantly unedible because nobody wants soggy bread, and that's the kind of situation it creates where you're just like, oh no, that is a disaster. Didn't expect that to happen. That is a disaster. What am I going to do? But because the first level is very much an introductory type deal, and the kitchen floor is reasonably clean despite those dirty boot marks, whoever lives here is just absolutely horrendous, you can kind of beat the level by just forsaking eatability if you're not going for a high score, and just walking across the kitchen floor the entire way to the toaster. And as you can notice, I am playing this with a controller, and it's much easier to do so. The mouse and keyboard controls actually aren't too bad, like not at all. I learnt the game with them, and having switched to a controller, it is definitely easier to be using one, but it's not like you're going to be majorly disadvantaged if you don't, but I would recommend that you do if you have one available. And the controls are very simple. You just grip your corners of your bread, and you can also pick things up as well, and that's really it. The rest is just you looking at a given room layout and trying to work out the best way you can go about completing a given level. So now we've reached the toaster. We want to start gripping over it. As you can see, the YB buttons appearing, that would grip onto the toaster, and I could take it with me if I felt so inclined. So I need to just shuffle forward here as sentient bread life fall in there and become nicely toasted, but I've got to make sure I actually fall in evenly because I don't want one side of me to burn. And there we go, in the toaster, both of our sides are getting lovely even golden brown, and at 100% or as close as you can, you have to end the level. So I mean, D, it's not a great rank, it really isn't, but it's not a horrible one either. So let's move on to the next level here, which puts us in a lounge. And obviously, if you're in a lounge, people don't keep toasters in a lounge, so we got to work out an alternate route to becoming bread. And you got to look around the room and kind of scope out your route, but you're also against the clock, so you can't spend too much time doing that. So I think the obvious candidate is, of course, the radiator over there. That seems where we're having to get to. Now, the lounge is carpeted, which means we can't just pull the kitchen floor trick. At least I would assume that we cannot. And I kind of want to cover myself in jam. I think it's really just a nice good luck thing to really jam yourself up at the start of a given level. Okay, so we kind of want to get across to the settee and sort of crawl our way around the room. I think that's the main objective. So if we go down there, land on this, it's nicely placed for us. And you kind of get into a situation a lot of the time where you were like, oh god, no, wrong trigger, because me personally, I'm not used to using a controller. I don't use it for a lot of things, and it required a little bit of muscle memory adjusting for me, but I imagine a lot of you won't have those teething issues, so there's really not much else to it. There is a lot more content in the full release than there was in the early access, which is good, because there was a ridiculously low amount in the early access. You can really mess things up pretty damn sharpishly if you do not pay attention. You really can, and that's part of the enjoyment, honestly. The sudden no as you get flung across the room and find yourself in a horrible situation and you become the world's ugliest piece of bread. It's just not good. You want to be beautiful bread if you're going to be beautiful bread. It's just how it has to go. Okay, I don't care about that plate. We'll try and hop down onto this wall. Now, this is going to require some grip management because I am already halfway through my meter and not halfway through the wall. So I'm actually just going to smash my way through these poor people's glasses and wine bottles. But does bread care? Bread does not care. I am on a mission, a glorious mission from Breddington of the Breadshires, who lives on Mount Breadintus and is the Lord and God of all bread. Ooh, I wonder if we could go on the skateboard and actually skate towards there. I'm gonna try it. Does it go forward? It does. If I'd managed to be on there, you could have done that. And that's something that the game does do fairly well. The environments actually offer you a lot of ways to get to your goal. And that's something that you wouldn't really expect in a game like this. The ability to have multiple paths to victory in a game about being sentient bread. So it's a nice thing that is there. Though this is a little bit worrying that I can't. No, that's the wrong way. Please let me. Okay, yeah, there we go. So now we're in a little bit of a pickle because this is not the easiest thing in the world to climb. So I've managed to throw myself in the bookcase, so at least we've got a little bit of breathing room here as we head towards the exit. Okay, just go up the books. That's absolutely fine. It does require a lot of intense concentration, does this game, which I think is absolutely magnificent for what it is. Okay, alright, come on. Nope. Oh, that was really bad. I was apparently attached to the books. I thought I was attached to the... Oh, if we could attach to there, yes, this is good. And then flop round to the bin. Come on, flop, there it is. Don't want to fall in the bin. I imagine that is a very fast way to lose our edibility. So let's try and get up to the flat surface before our grip goes down. And you do find yourselves in these situations where you're like, no, my grip, no! And then this... Oh god, this horrificness happens, and now we've got to desperately find a way to get back up before we end up in a horrible situation. Okay, we technically still have some edibility left. This is crucial to our mission to become glorious, glorious toast. Okay, here we go. We're kind of just shimmying across the wall here. Now, the grip system obviously makes a lot of sense, because without it, you could pretty much go wherever you wanted, and it wouldn't really matter how you chose to approach things. Okay, so we've got ourselves a little bit of a breather. Let us continue over here, and obviously as you can interact with objects, you can build your own paths through the room, but I find it's much more fun to just use what's already there to your advantage. We are kind of, I mean, we're getting there. There is probably a much faster and less destructive way of doing this. That was nearly a massive setback, probably one that we couldn't recover from. So this is good, because we can go up through here, and then I'm going to assume... Oh god, nope, that was unexpected, but I should also... Whoa, what am I even doing? What was that, self? I like, got really into it, that I was doing these really cool acrobatic maneuvers, and then got a little bit too carried away and found myself really in need of a lot of help. Okay. Oh god, we broke their paw painting. That is not good. And we were attached to it for a little bit, but that did restore our grip and actually kind of flung us closer to our goal. So I think that was mostly an advantage. We've managed to attach to the windowsill. Let's not mess this up. And there we go. We are slowly but surely arriving at that radiator. Now, it does seem to be turned off, so we're going to have to turn it on. This is all about using your environment to become a golden brown delicious snack. It's just very... I just don't know. I mean, I find myself enjoying it because I do like just silly things like this. I mean, it makes you just really like games, the fact that just anything goes and anything can be a fun experience. I mean, it really does maintain the theory that there really is nothing you can make a bad game about. Everything... No! No! Come on! Come on! Alright! Alright, we got a full bar of grip. We can make this work. We can make this work. Just keep going up. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. And we'll go around there onto the radiator. Okay, we have made it on to the radiator. So my plan now is to shuffle over here and then hopefully find ourselves with the ability to turn on the radiator. I think we have done it. Yes, there it is. So let's get back up on there. Come on, please stop flopping. There we go. Alright, it's only taken me 7 minutes, but I think I have managed it, guys. I think I have managed it. Okay, slowly but surely we want to move down, and then we'll toast this side. There we go. We are being toasted. This is good. As soon as that gets to 100, we want to go to RT, and this is it. This is it. This is it. Timing. Nope. Turn. Well, technically that works. We were toasting. So if we kind of flop down here a little bit, this should be end game. Yes, there it is. And you get this kind of, ha-ha, I am going to become I ran out of grip. I ran out of grip. No! God damn it. I mean, sometimes you end up failing, and it encourages you to try again. There is, to be fair, a lot of replayability in this, because getting a maximum score on every level is quite the challenging thing, and you progress through the various rooms, and they're nothing that crazy, but they are a little bit of fun. You can also free roam if you feel inclined, and there's a few extra fun modes. Zero G is obviously quite amusing, but I've not unlocked them in my release version of the game yet, but they are nice distractions. So really, that's all there is to I Am Bread. It's a bit of silly fun, but it's actually competent as a game in its own right, and it's just, yeah, I like it. I do. It's entertaining, it's good, clean, silly, bready fun, and if you like this kind of stuff, you'll have a blast with it. You really will. My name has been Rage. Remember to like if you enjoyed this, it really does help, and I do appreciate it, and subscribe for more. Goodbye.